Hello and welcome to the show. I am back on Wreckfest today playing around with some more mods. I've got the UK banger racing cars and a proper FailRace livery on the Ford Granada Mark II. You guys told me about this one, so I was going to have to go and check it out. Well, this does mean that it is inevitable. It is almost a guarantee that this will end up on its roof at some point. However, we've got to go racing with the Ford. And there's other cars as well that I want to try with this mod. As circuits, though, we're not going to be going to proper banger racing circuits this time. Instead, we are going to some tracks from the Wreckfest pack. And these are some of the most chaotic tracks that I've seen. We start with a circuit called Central Chaos. This has a three-way crossover point in the centre, which can get very, very hectic. I am, well, decidedly midfield in the start line here. Oh, there's been some kerfuffle on the outside, which I'm glad we have managed to avoid. Now, it does have relatively large loops either side of the crossover point, which means if the field doesn't get massively spread out early on, it can actually take a while for the crossovers to really come into effect. However, get out of the way, I can't actually deposit the car that's stuck on my nose. However, it does look like we are being relatively spread out at the moment, which is less than ideal in terms of survivability. It is ideal in terms of spectacle. Also, on a side note, there is a huge amount of destructible scenery on the inside of the track, which is really quite cool to throw cars into if you can get it right. Oh yeah, the chaos has well and truly begun. I'm going on the brakes to avoid that one. We've got a spinning estate car that I've now managed to correct. We're up in 4th place at the moment. That's surprisingly good, and we've stayed on our wheels for the entire opening lap. Although, it's probably not going to last very long. Well, he's going to get dumped into the scenery. Yep, into the buildings he goes and takes the buildings with him. It's really cool, the scenery on this track, I've got to say. I was not expecting so much to fall apart. It does very much remind me of the old flat-out tracks, where everything fell apart in the scenery. Oh, that was millimetres to spare diving through the middle of those two. If we could not do that one again, I'm not sure my heart can take another one of them. Whatever that muscle car is that's up in second is way too quick for me to do anything about catching. This Mark II Granada is into A-Class, so it's one of the... I think it's the highest category of car, in fact, in Wreckfest. I'm not sure it's quite got the performance, although you say that the performance of the muscle car's just got been annihilated into the infield buildings, and I've hit a beige thing, which is never... You never want to have a beige car pull out on you when you're in the middle of a race. Let's face it. We're going to get through that gap. Oh, it's player 21 leading the way, who we're going to give it a little bit of a bump. I could have done without hitting the back of the car there, finding a way past. Unfortunately, that was not to be. Oh, through the gap there, the estate car almost nailing our leader. I can't get to there because we'll just have a crash. Come on, keep blocking the leader in. Thank you. Now you can go round in a circle. No, don't come back at me. Don't come back at me. Oh, we're going to try and watch both directions. I'm going to go for that side. We're all through. The green car is not through. The green car got murdered by something for backing all of that. It's difficult enough trying to watch one way when you're doing a figure of 8 circuit, but now you've got to try and judge from both directions. Oh, God, we made it through the gap there. Oh. This is not... I have amazingly survived this with next to no damage, and I say that when we're on lap 4 out of 6, because something's going to have to give. Oh, I think that was the leader. The leader is all the way down in 6th, having got caught in, well, the cross traffic, and just been absolutely dumped down the field. Oh, what are you doing there, moron? Well, that's put me out of a rhythm, I think. No, actually, that's put me in a slightly better place. That's an estate car missing a wheel. That's not... Not an ideal situation for whoever is driving that one. It's not really much of an estate car anymore. There's somebody missing a wheel who can only seem to go in circles. We're still managing to find ourselves in the clear here. I am astounded at the luck and some skill that I have. There has been, I would like to think, some skill involved in this. Oh, crap, I've got on the brakes. No! Whoa, we've rolled. It was inevitable. We knew it had to happen. We'll get it out of the way now. And it was a relatively nice, clean roll. We didn't get stuck in the middle of the mayhem. It was me slowing down trying to avoid the wreck that was going to happen in the centre that caused the issue. I think there's a lot of cars bumbling around with suspension damage. Oh, that was a massive shunt for that car. Whoop. I can't get stopped or turned. We're going to... Yeah, there are some cars with serious suspension issues going on at the moment. Bounce. There's a lot of death has happened in this race. Through the middle we go. I mean, I think we've got to get a little bit involved. Maybe if we could take out a cut. Oh, no, don't do that. I'm a moron. Don't do that. Okay, well, we'll ignore that. That can bounce and kill itself. We've got a massive, massive lead over the rest of the field, and I think that is the finish line up ahead here. I'm going to take victory in the opening race with only one really big hit. I got super, super lucky, like massively. We should go view replay for a second, because if we go free camera, we'll get rid of... Oh, no, not that. We want to get rid of that, and then we get rid of that. Right, let's get ourselves to this centre area, which is going to... can I click and drag? I don't actually know the replay controls very well on here. We'll just stick that on speed times 4 for a little while. The frame rate might have a bit of a poo with all of the destruction at 4 times the speed. I don't think it's not going to like it, is it? Right, there we go. We'll get it back to a sensible speed. You can see that the chaos is going on. This is probably the best viewpoint for this race. Just watch and wait for the mayhem to occur in the middle for all of the poor vehicles. And then there's me. Amazingly, almost every time we get through there, got away with it. You just get so lucky with, or you can get so lucky with some of these. There's a few respawning cars. That purple car got incredibly lucky. That red car over there did not. That was where we dumped an estate car into the buildings. I'm not sure what them buildings are made of. Whoever built them, I don't want them to build anything for me though. They're quite on the weak side. Oh, estate car gets nailed. It was me getting lucky, and the red car going the other way gets incredibly lucky and makes up a couple of places. Someone's already on black smoke this early on in the race. Barely into it. Ooh. It is. It's just absolutely stupid, stupid chaos. And I love it. And I absolutely love it. Well, race number 1. Somehow I would get through all of that to claim a victory. Now, the next track we go to is called Hybrid Hassle. Although, personally, I would have named it Pen Island Raceway. You see, this track is shaped like a gentleman vegetable. And yes, that is not particularly mature when it comes to track design. However, amazingly, and I can't believe I am going to be saying this, but amazingly, it actually works as a completely and utterly chaotic circuit. It is not a particularly long circuit or a particularly hard one. However, it does make the most of what it has, and there is huge amounts of chaos to be had. In fact, we're now pushing 2 hearses sideways, and with oh dear, oh dear, we're stuck inside a hearse. Help! Help! This has not gone particularly well. I appreciate the assistance over there. We've got to reset. We've hit a hearse so hard it's got stuck in the floor. Well, and we're about to nail another one. Oh, God. This has not gone very well for showing off the racetrack, and I am beached on it. Okay. We have annihilated 2 hearses in as many corners. We're going to start again. We're going to start the race again, and we are going to hope for a little bit cleaner a start. That was a little bit of a premature finish on that opening run, and that's never a good thing. Let's not, it's so tempting to spin out the cars ahead, especially when there are 2 hearses. Let's not go for that in this opening run. I've decided to drive the Impala for this race. Again, plenty of destructible scenery out here. There we go. We have made it through the opening section. The Jaguar is going bouncy across that. What's going on with his rear suspension? Not a very comfortable ride in that car, I would imagine. Again, much like with Crash Alley, much like with Figure of 8 circuits, and with the Central Chaos one, the opening lap won't be too bad when everybody is still relatively... Oh, that's a big dive bomb. And, oh, he actually got on the outside, just got out of my way. That's the thank you. There's a hearse doing funny things in the air again. We're going to take the lead. Oh no, we're going to take the lead, but we're going to get spun by the Impala that was coming back around, and I've got to try and sort my car out and not get murdered by everything. There we go. Up. We're fine. We actually got away with that quite nicely for being spun and pointing into oncoming traffic. Yeah, lap 1, relatively unspectacular. However, we have now got another big nasty crossover point. You saw where I smashed into the hearse. Well, the way that the track kind of curves around, oh, we just cleared that being one of the estate cars, we would not have made that one. there's a big crossover point with cars in the air, cars bouncing around from a landing of a jump, and then cars coming from this direction, setting themselves up for the run down the straight. And then you get murdered by stuff like whatever that hearse killed. We're back racing with another one of the Impalas as we come up towards the head of the course. We can't make it around there. We've not got the grip to make that one work. We've got this kind of little mini Crash Alley section. It's got a mixture of all the good Chaos tracks in one go, kind of Figure of Eight and Crash Alley put together. And yeah, as much as I thought it was just a silly joke of a track, it actually works so fantastically well for a chaotic circuit. We are up into 4th place now, managing to get a good time across that jump there to avoid getting into any sort of trouble. Don't want to really be hitting into the big metal bits. That does tend to slow you down a fair bit. I don't know where that hearse is going. Something else has been murdered on the outside. Oh, we're going to kill a Volvo. I say kill a Volvo. You can't kill a Volvo. Oh, no, not again with the mounting of random cars. It's not good. It's not a good thing to be doing in this race. Look at the state with completely broken the back of the Jaguar. Now there's a car in the way of the direction we really want to be coming towards the start-finish line. If this was a GTA 5 stunt race, the amount of times I've landed on the back of cars and they would have pinged up into the air wildly out of control. Kind of a shame we don't have that physics on here sometimes. I don't even know what we're racing against. I think it's is it the Scorpio? The Saloon Scorpio? Possibly. That's the black Jaguar that's well, not going very quickly anymore. And we go for a dive up the inside. Yes, I think we can. The Impala will take the lead. Although, don't do anything stupid. That hearse is looking not in pristine condition. We're actually done quite well for avoiding damage-wise. There is a lot of broken cars down here. In fact, that might help me quite a lot. A lot of cars have gone out of this race already. Again, a lot of premature finishes from the cars around me as... yeah, less cars circulating, less likely to be murdered on the crossovers like that one. Oh, that was, I don't know if that was 3rd place or 4th place, whoever it was, that's going to hurt. That's a huge wipeout. With the smaller cars, you don't have a problem kind of crossing the start-finish line. It's the heading down that direction is where the cars making the jump will tend to get you. I think that was a Lexus. Once upon a time, that might have been a Lexus. There's just nothing left of it. I mean, the Impala is buckled. There is no doubt about that. The Impala is very buckled indeed, but at least it does still vaguely resemble an Impala. Oh, crap, we've got all of the wrecks to get. Oh, we're going to take all of the tyres with us. All of the tyres have been moved on that wall now. What's still in the race? I don't it's hard to tell what's still going and what's a wreck car that's out of it. We've got a hearse. Oh, we've taken the roof off a hearse. Yeah. I wanted to do that last time, but I've managed to do it around this circuit. Excellent. Keep battering the hearse. I wonder how much damage you can do. And look at that. That's not really a car anymore, is it? Let's face it. We're not quite going to be able to nail something across. Damn it, disappointing. Across that jump. Oh crap, we've gone taken out the scenery. Come back down, car. Thank you. We've missed. I forgot we were already in 1st gear. My bad on that. There's some concrete to worry about. We've got a 700-meter lead in this race. That is the level of chaos that is going on. Again, oh look at the Volvo. There's a handbrake in there somewhere as we head around. Oh god, I was in 1st gear. This has got quite long gears, and I'm not quite prepared for that. A lot of cars have gone out of this race. There was a huge rate of attrition, and those that are still technically in the race have got stuck in various places. I will claim a victory, and what a spectacular track it is. Even if it is a rather silly idea, it does work a lot better than you could possibly have expected. The final track for today is called Triple Trouble. It is a kind of along similar lines to the first circuit. Rather though than have all of the loops enter one middle crossover point, this one's got different crossovers around the lap. So there's chaos going on at all corners, and you'll get into trouble from almost seemingly nowhere. I've decided to drive the Jaguar in this one. Haven't driven the Jag yet, so thought we would give something else a try. The Jaguar does tend to at least seem to have the front buckle up the most spectacularly of the cars that I've played around with in this banger mod so far. I mean, you can see me and this other Jaguar here have already got our cars in slightly less than pristine condition. I'm trying to see which way the cars are going to be coming from. Now, with this track, like most of the mods that I play with, I will at least test the track beforehand just to make sure that the mod's going to work, etc. for filming. Now, this circuit did not quite work with us, or did not create as much chaos as you might possibly imagine, because the crossover points tend to be happening at... there's sort of so many crossover points, the field in my practice race didn't get spread out enough for them to ever really come into effect. So we will have to wait and see what happens here. It could just be that I had a lucky race with everything staying out of trouble. Again, it's always likely to be, you know, it's going to get more and more spread out as the race goes on, and then more chaotic. And once there is a crash at one of the crossover points, it's almost guaranteed to continually crash there, because the field is then going to, or there's going to be continually crashes because the field will be suddenly spread out. At the moment, it's not quite happening. And we could do with something, making something happen. This Jaguar does seem to be doing quite well, in fact. The Volvos are wiggling around, and we're going to dive up the inside. A little bit leaning on the 6th place car there. Just a little bit, we're fine. I don't know which way I want to even be looking to see if there are cars coming across here. It just looked like it's going to end up being a surprisingly normal race. And sometimes the normal races on Wreckfest can actually be a lot of fun when you actually do focus on getting overtakes, etc. It can, the AI can actually make for some exciting racing on this game. I know it's weird when it's all about crashing. However, yeah, you can actually have some really good fun normal races, as we are going to try and work our way towards. If we can get 3 wins out of 3, I'd be very happy. However, it does look like, unless something massively unfortunate befalls the leaders, which we can but hope for, it's going to be difficult. We can kind of see the cars going for the crossovers, and they're just a little bit too safe at the moment. We need more shenanigans going on, guys. I could try and cause shenanigans, but if I try and cause shenanigans, it's going to slow me down. Maybe. Okay, we've got a couple. Oh, for God's sake, the hearse is all in the wrong place. I was going to go put the hearse round, but the angle I was at was never going to work. Oh, okay, we're starting to get there. It's taken a little bit longer than I was expecting and perhaps hoping for, but we are now starting to get into a troublesome zone for the leader. Now, we need the leader. I can probably catch the car in second. The leader, I think, is too far gone until that happens. Yes, the leader has gone round, and now we stand a chance. Although it's probably going to be us that are going to be the next ones in line. It's an interesting catch-up mechanic to keep races interesting. Have crossover points so that when the leaders are going to get into trouble and wrecked first, it does kind of work quite well. Although we need to try and, well, not get killed ourselves, find a way past. We do not have a massive amount of time. This is where the AIs do seem to be struggling. We're going to throw our car up the inside. We're going to take a tyre bundle with us, not get spun around in a circle. Oh, God. There's not the visibility on this circuit either to see where the cars are coming from, unlike other tracks, which is, yeah, makes things extra dangerous, especially when you are leading the race just a few corners away from a potential 3 wins out of 3. Brakes. Oh, no! No! I would probably have been better just going flat out into it. Damn it, I can't get it going again. Oh, we've got it spun. Look at the state of the Jag. It's not really a Jaguar anymore. I'm not sure what it is. Well, it's a broken. It's a very, very broken. Oh, bugger. I saw the cars coming and I couldn't get to the point where I wanted to be on the track. If I'd kept the, well, trajectory I was going at, I would have been murdered by the front of the estate car, so I had to stop, but I can't stop in time, and then, well, the green Jag would do me over. Oh, come on. There might be time for some karma yet. There isn't. He gets through it. No problems. I will have to get a 3rd place. There is not much left on that side of the Jag. One heavy crash, and that was what it took to, well, completely and utterly murder my car, really. Shame, but that is the way that it can go sometimes. Actually, got pretty good. Oh, didn't mean to press that. Now we've upset stuff. Go away. I didn't mean to press settings. I meant to go hide UI. They've got pretty decent replay cameras on this one, which is actually very impressive for a mod track. Yeah, Jaguar actually a pretty good car. This circuit of all of them, If it gets chaotic, it gets very interesting. However, because of the distance between the loops, it does often take quite a while to really get up to a chaotic level. As you saw, though, when there are crashes, it's so difficult to judge because it's hard to see, and the speeds involved are still pretty high, that, yeah, they do tend to be very, very heavy crashes. The Penn Island Raceway is a great fun circuit for a very silly idea, and, well, having a three-ray crossover point is always going to end in spectacular crashes, so, yeah, I highly recommend this track pack, and, of course, these cars, extra specially because there is one with a FailRace livery. However, that is going to be it from me as a tyre goes to space. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.